Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to the stream. My name's Jrmhd91. You could call me JRM. I'm with my man Doom Dude, Alexo670.
Greetings. How are you all doing?
And he's gonna be helping me out with explaining the run because I'm just a little bit nervous, but I'm gonna play it just right for all of you in support of Nami. And I believe we already met the incentive as of yesterday that we are going to do the Bruiser Brothers incentive. Yes. So I'm definitely stoked for that. We're gonna
a crazy part at the end of this run here.
And yeah, I'm just about ready. If all of you are ready, I can count us down.
Is that seriously a Game Boy camera?
This is seriously a Game Boy camera. No, I'm putting my investment into Nami.
Look at you.
This is all I have.
that is both fabulous and terrible at the same time.
Yeah, no, this is as good as I could get it. So you know, please understand the technology
better with Game Boy camera.
with the technology of what is it, 1989, 90?
Hey, it's era appropriate. I mean,
there you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there was legitimately nothing better.
All right. Well, then, gentlemen, whenever you're ready, we can go ahead and hit the countdown, and let's go.
Okay. I'm gonna click on Ultraviolence, and that's when the timer will start. I'll count us down from 3, 2.
What?
Oh.
Real quick, can we bump up Tater on your end, JRM? Thank you.
Time to rip and tear, folks.
That's right. Hi, everybody.
Okay. Rip and tear before they actually said rip and tear.
Absolutely.
All right. Are we ready now? Good to go?
I believe we are indeed ready to go. So let's go ahead and hit it.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
So this category, folks, this one is quite the category. Essentially, what he's going to be doing the entire time here is pistol, fists, and chainsaw, and nothing else. And the goal is to get every single demon eliminated, and in the process you generally find all the secrets too. But the goal is just all demons with those 3 weapons, and only those 3 weapons, so no using the shotgun, no use of the rockets or the chain gun in episode 1 here. And JRM has been preparing for this run for quite a time now. I've watched him do this about 7 times.
Couple weeks we've been at this, and you know, it could go so many different ways. It's been going well lately, but well, we'll see how it turns out today for all of you.
And special shoutouts to everybody that made the donation incentive possible. We're going to be seeing the Bruiser Brothers here at the end. The final boss for episode 1 here is actually going to be a fist fight, taking the true Tyson style game mode here. We're going to be just like Mike, pretty much. JRM's about to be the baddest man alive. That is the Tyson category. And we'll see a lot of use of like barrels throughout the run. That's just to help save on ammo, because eventually you do get to a point here where it's only the fists. And I don't think the Berserk power-ups in any of the levels for episode 1 here, if I do remember that correctly.
That is correct. We do not get any advantage in that regard. But actually, something I just realized as I was running this category, in the original game, after you grab the chainsaw, we don't actually get to switch back to the fist unless we had said power-up. So I do want to try and use the fist, you know, as much as possible, you know, as much as reasonably possible. But just so we're not just saving it for the end. We will have to activate a cheat within the game engine itself. We're using Crispy Doom, which is one of many different source ports to play the original PC game on modern hardware.
Crispy's actually my preferred. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the most popular one in terms of, you know, say for the purists out there. So apologies on that one. But it does have the most features, and while we get to have, you know, more or less the functionality of the original game. I want to try and keep it as vanilla as possible.
Well, you're not using a lot of the weapons, so I don't know how vanilla that really is.
Well, but
This is just a challenge mode. This is
essentially
really
this
challenge
ain't
run.
this is not the most serious speed run. It's a challenge run. We're going hardcore with this, purely to flex and show off.
While we're in the middle of a little lull, I do have one donation that's come in that said that from Alice, all demons die tonight, and that is $20 going towards the Battletoads blindfolded turbo tunnel challenge. So keep it up, guys.
Yo, Alice, thank you so much.
Thanks, Alice.
Probably the person here that is most stoked for this run, so that he may see all the demons die.
Yeah, we have a large maze section here, and this maze is pretty notorious for demons getting lost inside of it. So we may have to go back through the maze. We pray that the RNG roll corrects itself, and they all kind of just walk towards him here towards the end of the maze. But it's really up in the air with some of the RNG aspects. Really, the main RNG aspects of this game is the enemy's movement. They can move in quite a few directions at any point, and it's just kind of random with what way they tend to go. And depending on the source port you play on, you can get plenty of different results. JRM, I think you actually started doing this run on Unity, if I remember correctly.
Unfortunately, yeah. So that is more or less the Steam port, or it's on modern consoles now, and a lot of different RNG can happen. It's the movement patterns completely changed from switching from port to port. And we mostly got it figured out. The only main reason that I ended up switching is because, although the game doesn't play so hot, at least when you compare it to the original, like I said before, the enemy patterns and just the functionality was quite the thing to overcome. So ironically, while this is harder, it is easier to play, if that makes sense.
I'd recommend saving.
Yeah, in fact, I probably, if I could ask the chat to, at least every time that I enter a new level, if you could just spam the word save. You know, gotta keep it safe so we actually finish the run. Because that's actually been the hardest part of this run, ironically, is remembering to save.
Friend. Number one aspect of Doom speedrunning, saving is your friend. Saving is good.
You know, it's been going so well lately, but now that we're in the run, I didn't mention it before, but when we were in that maze section, completely different RNG. Completely different RNG, so this run, despite me doing the same things, we're roughly going the same direction. Because we're live now, it's going to be all new to me.
So he's kind of just camping here in the first room to get most of the guys to walk towards him there at the start. And the real fun part about this level is you travel around the whole level, only to have to go all the way back to the beginning to reach the exit. Because with this category, we do go to the secret level, which is rarely seen in Doom speedruns, unless you're playing EV Max, Nightmare Max. So it's quite the treat to see that level and hear the incredible music it holds. So it's the best soundtrack. It truly is.
Definitely is. I'm not stoked that I have to do the level. That's probably the scariest level for me, personally.
Actually doing the level isn't the fun part. The music, though.
The music, yeah. No, music, arguably, is 40% of a good game. You know, a game can be passable or not.
Shoutouts to Bobby Prince.
Bobby
gave us
Prince?
the Doom soundtrack.
My man.
Yeah, so here's the room we call the donut room. It's basically a giant hole in the floor, and if he falls off the sides here, it's like a soft lock. I would recommend saving, actually, for the blue key.
Easy death. I feel confident I won't, but you know what? We really ought to. We really ought to. You're probably noticing I'm not just laying on the weapon here. Doom has this mechanic where if you just lay on the fire button, bullets like to skew from off-center. I really want to try and, you know, just take my time and make sure every shot lands. Only a real problem in terms of ammo management in the beginning. But outside of that, it's purely just to make sure that we land what we're hitting. Because everyone's gonna die here.
Yeah, for certain enemies later on, like the pinkies, and depending on how close range some of the enemies are, we'll be seeing the chainsaw used quite a bit. The chainsaw does end up offering a lot of benefits with how much it stuns the enemies when you're fighting them. They're basically just stun locked for as long as you got the chainsaw on them. They can occasionally hit through the chainsaw, but it's a very low percentile chance of a successful hit. Yeah,
See,
just right when I said it, it happened. I
Yeah.
apologize. Speedrunner's curse.
No, no worries, no worries. We know what's gonna happen. Good to explain it beforehand, so we can
Yeah,
we
so
can catch
then
everybody
right
up.
when it happens, it's like, oh, how convenient. An example. That's just the glory of Doom. You say things out loud, and then the game's like, what's that?
Oh, it's time to do that? It's time to go?
Yes. In all the years of running this game, I did become convinced at one point it's sentient. So it knows. It's like, you want this time? Yeah, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, it's never in your favor, though.
Yes.
You know, if you're just having fun casually, I'm sure all speedrunners can attest to this, you know, when you're not recording, when you're not taking it seriously. The game is great. And you
yeah.
feel so confident and good, and then when you get into the thick of it, it goes oh so wrong.
It's like that fish from SpongeBob, the ice cube. Like, alright, time to play well now and record it.
What did you do to my run?
What did you do to my run? This part is a little tricky. All these shotgunners. What he's doing essentially is just dipping out from behind the wall here, firing a couple of times, dipping backwards. Got a good clearing out.
Yeah, ideally I'd like to get them to infight, so monsters of different types or the zombie men, if they end up hitting each other before Doom Guy does, they will infight and they will fight to the death. Didn't get it too great in that room. But hey, it worked itself out.
This room you're in right now, there's actually invisible walls that prevent the enemies from walking towards where he's at.
Right, probably the main reason why we have the pistol for a Tyson run. You'd think it'd all be punching, and purely that. Because of that room we were just in, we need the pistol to actually confirm we get 100% kills. Just gonna try and soak in the sights. Everybody's doing my job. Kick back for just a few seconds. Yeah, sadly the infighting doesn't work on the same enemy types. But you know what? No problem. We got out of it. Gonna save the game. I'm just gonna make a nice little loop-de-doo around here to hopefully get some of these guys to fire on each other. While it's maybe arguably impressive, sometimes these sections can drag on a little bit.
There's actually a couple of secrets here that are quite useful for ammo management.
Yes, we definitely get to restock on our pistol ammo. Thankfully, episode 1 not being too heavy on the ammo just because of the enemy types. Now, while it's tough to do a run like this in general, it gets a lot tougher in the later episodes when you have stronger monster types.
Have you ever fought a Caco demon with your bare hands? You can do.
And you
Because
can do
Tyson
it.
is the run for you if you have.
Act now, today.
This Sunday.
It's Doom Guy versus the Bruiser Brothers. You won't want to miss
Live
the
action,
event of a lifetime.
1993 chainsaw. By the way, shoutouts to whoever made Mike Tyson's Punch-Out right after this run.
Yeah, no, that was clearly a coincidence.
That's,
Had to have been. So yeah, if you're a fan of Punch-Out, be sure to stay tuned after the run. And you can see the game that inspired more or less this run, if not the man himself.
do you think Mike Tyson has ever played Tyson Doom? Because I know he's played Punch-Out.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I know the guy. I sure hope so. Yeah, I'm just gonna restock really quick in this little secret room. We're basically set on ammo. We'll pick up a little bit here and there along the way. Nice, we actually got the good barrel RNG. Yeah, you would not believe how hard it is to aim your gun forward and then shoot in that direction. I wish I was joking about that. But thankfully, something's playing nice with me today, and
Gotta keep happy thought.
it's just gotta make quick work. Don't stress. Everyone's gonna die except me. Oh baby. We cannot afford to do that right now.
Yeah, really the worst enemies for episode 1 end up being the shotgun zombies.
Yeah, ironically, on easier difficulties, not a problem at all. Made quick, short work of them. Playing on UV, and especially Nightmare, they become the toughest enemies. I don't get to point my weapon and make contact as well as they do. Incredibly, this game is somewhat buggy and not all that much refined. Still good time though, still good. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make a save here. Because getting bit by any of these guys can be very painful, and I don't have too much to work with down here. Weirdly enough, more worried about this section than anything else. Even the upcoming incentive.
Yeah, this section tends to be really brutal, but the next map will actually see quite a little bit of a stock up on health and armor. Or is no, the armor's in the 5th level actually. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they're kind of sprinkled around here and there. Maybe get something to work with. Ooh, okay. Not great, but we'll make it work. I have armor coming up, but just gotta be a little careful.
Save.
Save,
Hey.
save.
Chat's got your back.
Yeah, no, they're definitely putting in the work. Thank you.
we have a blue orb up there, which will be very useful.
Yes,
I
this
don't
one
know,
right here.
Well, there is an enemy over there, so...
See, something I haven't been able to shake since we've been running this category, just having the ideal weapon on the ready. So if you see me switching out for no particular reason. Thankfully I only have the 2 choices, so... we go pretty quickly.
Already halfway there!
Yeah, we're almost done, can you believe it?
And then level 5 is like, you what? That
My
level,
leg!
yes, we will see quite a few saves. Really, the problematic levels end up being 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah, they can drag on a bit. We could have the problem where, you know, a stray zombie or imp can basically make a loop around the map. I'm kind of playing in a very specific route, so I can mitigate, you know, too much of that happening. Just checking down some of these hallways here. Just to make sure we haven't left anybody behind.
So it's Lilo and Stitch. No one's left behind.
Honestly, Lilo and Stitch was inspired by Doom.
I would have never guessed. What a breathtaking story. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it might be confusing it for Doom, but yeah, I certainly remember a lot of death and destruction along with unity and friendship.
Here's a joyous room where you instantly get melted on Nightmare. Yes.
Yeah, UV too if you're not careful, but yeah, no, thankfully we're not going that hardcore with it. Honestly, this would be impossible the way we're playing this right now. Had it been on Nightmare. We want to be careful using the chainsaw here when we got a barrel right next to us. Chainsaw likes to gravitate towards something that can be attacked. And while I could probably afford eating an explosive barrel, let's not. It would have been a nightmare. So true, Alice.
This whole maze section here is a nightmare. This is one part where, as he described earlier, one enemy can just start walking through the maze, and before you know it, you're sitting around for a minute or two trying to find where he went. But the nice thing about the enemies when they do end up wandering is they will make sound effects. So you are able to like hear where they're at within the level, decipher if you're close or far away from it.
Yeah, so that gurgling sound, that sounds like your tummy is empty. Thankfully, they make a lot of those sounds.
Depending on the demon, it's actually a different sound, I think.
There are some slight variety of
I think
gurgles.
the pinkies have a different sound compared.
While we have a moment here, I just want to kind of cut in and mention that we are still working hard on that Battletoads Blind Turbo Tunnel Challenge. We've got about $165 left to go before we hit that goal. So we've got quite a bit of time left to make it, but let's make it happen, folks.
We may have time to go, but time's running out. You guys are so close. And thank everybody again for reaching the incentive so early. I was kind of hoping we would do this live during the run, But I had not anticipated that we would have so many people donating so early on. It does help me with the route of the run. We didn't have to switch in between. Yeah, thank you, and I hope to put on a good fight.
Yeah, it was awesome to see. We're going to see the true Tyson percent. The way it was intended.
At least for the final boss. Can you imagine doing this only? I suppose that'll have to be next. Someone's gotta do it.
You know, there was an achievement in Doom 2 for defeating a cyber demon with your fist only.
You know, shoutouts to them that could actually take the time.
Well, the nice thing was, you could get it down to low health and then just use the fist to finish. So, it was a little workaround with that.
I know at least with a couple ports anyway, they have those retro achievements. There have been people that have done it. On console, no less. Of punching a cyber demon for its entirety. They're the real Doom player, being able to pull that off. Gotta give special shouts to Dan Carnett and Shivel. Yep, done it right.
I think so. That PlayStation, yeah. I know he was playing that for a while with the retro achievement.
Absolute mad lads.
So ironically, this part he's in right now is called the Donut Room. Just like the previous level.
As in,
So we
do
get 2
not
donut rooms.
get yourself killed in this room.
That's true. We get 2 whole donut rooms.
This one's got a bit of sprinkles, though. They're very littered around the room. Yeah, just trying to decide here now what we're gonna do. I think I'm gonna go for the blue armor up top, just to be safe. Now we're ready to go. Feeling good, feeling fresh. Got some fresh drip. Now I'm ready to hit more baddies.
And 200. Go.
Yeah, see, I was trying to leave this pinky down. But the demons here are a little courteous of each other. Sometimes they only want to attack when they have you in your line of sight.
What's really nice about some parts of the maps is when they do get to a point where it's like a crunched hallway, because then it's easier to have the demons line up. So instead of having to like face 4 or 5 of them in front of you at a time, they can get punched together in like a line. It does become useful later on, especially. Here in the next level, specifically, pretty useful in a couple of areas.
Yeah, considering my recent luck, that has not been the case. We might get a couple. But, you know, this is the run. This is the .run. Surely it's going to happen. I beat the game.
Beat the game.
Let's light up this area a bit.
While we have that happening here, I do have one donation that just came in from Grid Monster, giving us $20, saying, "Donating to Nami means a lot to me, and this marathon has been amazing. Thank you to everyone involved." And that donation is actually going towards the Bloodstained Curse of the Moon Double Dip Challenge, which is also still out there. So keep it coming, folks.
All right, nice one. Thank you, thank you. Please don't eat from the side. There we go. Alright, save, save, save. I've been on top of this, but I do appreciate everybody screaming it out in chat. Like I said, that was the hardest part of all of this, is making sure that we are in a good condition to continue.
Just imagine Joe Swanson after every level. They save the game.
Oh dear, the aggression of these zombie men right now. Another first, since we've been running this category. They just all came out to meet me in the middle.
Yeah, that's actually super uncommon. Wow. Even the ones from the room? Like the...
Yeah, a couple of them, yeah.
Wow.
Like,
oh my gosh.
Haven't seen that
That's...
yet. Well, we've
That's
only been
really
doing this
rare.
run just about every day for a few weeks now.
Yeah. That actually, unfortunately, it loses about 20 seconds. Ideally, in an actual any percent run, you want to have one of the zombies stand under the doorway
Yeah, this one right here.
this room. But for Tyson, it's actually fine, because you do need to take your time toward this room to take out all the guys.
We'll try and get ourselves out of here. Thankfully, with the map design, monsters are not allowed to go past this point. So that's why they're just kind of presenting themselves for me.
Have you guys thanked John Romero today?
I know I sure have.
Yeah, he designed the map. So thank John Romero for that.
John Romero, of course, being one of the original devs. Alright, are we good here? Are we good? There's some health. Alright, we're good. We're good. Oh, and we already took care of this room. Still feeling fresh, still feeling good.
Quite swimmingly right now.
Yeah, I mean,
How's,
outside of a few inconsistencies, yeah, this couldn't have gone better.
He has a health orb, along with 200. Oh, well, do you actually go for the orb in your route?
I will go for the orb. Always nice to have a friendly orb shape alongside you.
The orb with the face of the face from Nick Jr. That guy. Yeah, he was in Doom. You guys didn't know? He was there the whole time.
Yeah, he's not looking so hot down here in hell. Yeah, we're just going to be receiving high fives from a lot of different creatures. We'll be dealing with the one of two stuck specters that are found on this map. Because again, you know, this is the final version of the game, originally from '93. This one being from '94, with the Ultimate Doom, the addition of an extra episode.
There's actually one other difference.
Oh?
Besides episode 4. E1M1, the first level, they added a secret to go out into the courtyard.
Is that right? Okay.
That was not in the original release.
And I'm still learning about this game.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot over these last few weeks.
That's why it's not in the Atari version.
Oh, shame.
Yeah.
Still another port that we need to look into. We like to play them all best we can.
Yes. We've grown a quite robust community of Doom players on different Doom consoles over the last 5 years or so. Me, JRM here, and a whole bunch of folks have been running Doom on all varieties of consoles. But this category screams Doom expert. We definitely have to put quite an investment into this one to master it, really. Not just hunting down all the guys in difficulty, but also management. Not just the health, but also your ammo count.
Right, that's why Chainsaw and the Berserk pack, the Berserk Fist, is king.
And saving.
And saving, absolutely. You know, we gotta keep it going. I sure do love having a checkpoint built in at any time I please.
Secret down here.
Yeah, so we're actually coming up to a very, very terrible room here at the end. Very easy to lose it all if you're not careful. And while again, we've been lucky in practice, but there's a very real chance we could take our first death.
That is why we save.
Aye. Shotgunner's coming in clutch here, providing the assist.
I have good news. My cat has arrived. That means we have good luck for the run.
Everyone say hello to Alexo Cat. Most important commentator. No, I'm just kidding.
I used to keep track on my stream of cat percent. How many runs could we get before the cat shows up?
Sometimes they're there right from the start.
And it's a world record!
PB every time. Or always a good time. Alright, so we're gonna save here, because this room is butt. And I got bad luck with that barrel. I was hoping to at least wear it down, so that I may use it to my advantage, and it exploded in one shot. Looking into things, I don't think that's supposed to happen, but it's very possible. One of the zombie men shot it previously.
The thing about the barrels too is when you shoot them, they do move slightly. So you can influence the direction of the barrels to get them a little closer to the enemies. But generally it's like 2 or 3 shots to get a barrel. I think it can be 4 sometimes, but it's like super unlikely. It really just depends on the damage roll for your firing.
Yeah, painfully low, in my experience. You know what, we manage. Save, save, save.
On.
Oh.
Oh, there is 2. Yeah, never mind. I forgot there's 2 in this final room. You're good.
Okay, yeah. No, I got him. I got him. If I missed it.
For a moment, I was like, no, the maze! Yes, chat has the right idea. Save.
Save, save, save.
Good job, chat.
I'm gonna be saving perhaps a lot more often. This room is going terrible. You know, side strafe, you know, do a little dance. And avoid the imps. Unfortunately, once the zombie men fire their shots, they can and will connect.
JRM here has prepared quite a bit for this run to ensure that we can see it completed. Gosh, like you said, the last couple of weeks it's just been this run, and I mean quite the undertaking to be able to pull this off.
Admittedly, I was very nervous and feeling pretty foolish when I was first asked by our man JSR if I were to do a Doom run, and I decided to take on a category I had barely ever done, barely practiced. I was very terrible at it at first. I did not think I would even meet the estimate. But definitely had to take this seriously, and we worked it out in the end. But well, we still have time to find out where this is gonna go.
Yeah, don't quote me on this, but this may very well be the first Tyson at a marathon.
Yeah, it might be. Not a whole lot of speedruns out there. Usually they're segmented into individual levels, so arguably tougher, especially for levels later on, where you use nothing but fist, pistol, and chainsaw. And hardly episode runs. I couldn't even find anything later. And I don't blame them, because the enemies are tougher, and you get taunted with so many different weapons that you could be using. You could basically have the full arsenal at the end of this.
Yeah, if you've played Doom for a long time, this is definitely a category to pick up as just a new approach, new challenge. I feel like that's how really it developed in the past, was, you know, people had just kind of looked at different ways to run the game, and it just seemed like a new kind of challenge at the time.
Yeah, it's very underrated. Not a whole lot of people. I even had to explain to Alexo here that, you know, what this category is just so seldomly seen.
And it's existed for such a long time, since the mid-90s. It really is one of the legacy categories for the game. People even as early as 1997, 1998 were doing runs of this category.
So we're doing something more or less historic. One of the earliest speedrun games. With a still very active community today. Still new times being made, new strats being discovered.
It's just in the last couple of years, been plenty of discoveries, and it seems like a game that just keeps giving.
It gives me something, not usually a good time.
What a fun time.
Arguably, but yes.
You saved that orb?
We do save the orb, because we're meeting the incentive. I actually don't really need to save the orb all that much, but I am saving some extra armor.
Good call.
Yeah, so there's a slight deviation than what's happening here.
Yes, there are 2 more health orbs available in the run at this point. There's one on the final level, and one we've just seen through the window there earlier.
Right, so I can almost guarantee I'm gonna have enough health, but I'd like to have the armor as well. Just taking our time here so we don't get absolutely slammed by zombie guys.
Zombie Man, live on stage.
I'll rip and tear you apart. Let's see. Just want to grab some little bit of extra health. Just for this next section. We'll be nearing the final level of this episode as soon as we make it to the exit here, where we can meet our incentive that you guys have so graciously put towards.
It's gonna be epic.
Okay, took care of everybody here. Let's just go suit up. We're about ready to lay down, put the beat down on these bruiser bros.
When I saw you practicing yesterday, I joined the chat. I was like, "Give me the beat, boy, it's a free." Because you were in the middle of the practicing that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like perfect soundtrack, but it is in fact not the perfect soundtrack because we have a surprise for you.
So, another thing to mention here, just so there's no confusion, we can't technically... Oh, right, save. Yeah, I don't remember if I already did or not. I had already forgotten if I just did it, but thank you. Good to double check. What I was saying is, while technically possible to get 100% kills, it is very unreasonable to do it.
Yeah, this level basically you want 26.
At least 26.
Yep.
So we get everything that we can, and then there's the final teleporter that has a lot of monsters surrounding you. And after you reach a certain hit point, the level ends. And it's possible if you had maybe a rocket launcher, maybe a chain gun, if they end up fighting each other. We can't easily get 100%, so that's the only deal with something like this. Basically, I want 24 kills, so we got one more Spectre. I'm gonna try and find him. Make sure he's not wearing down. Oh, okay, he took care of it. It's okay.
Oops. Now is the time.
Time for Punch-Out.
In this corner, weighing 180 pounds, we have Doom Guy. And in this corner, weighing undefined, Bruiser Brother.
See, we gotta try and get one of these guys so I'm not fighting both at the same time. We'll take them both down. You know, maybe this will be more interesting.
So if you die, like Mario shows up and it's the TKO, right? That's how this works?
Yeah. We most likely won't see that
Yeah.
because
let's hope
I'm
we
not
don't see
not
that.
going to die.
Yeah, there's no skipping that cutscene if we see that. So.
Right. Of course, we just wanna... We take our time a little bit, keep our distance. More often than not, they're gonna be very aggressive, and rightfully so. As we dunk on these pink fellas here.
This is the only Punch-Out ring that's star-shaped.
Yeah, no, it's a great arena. You got Doom Guy in the red corner. You've got the Bruiser Brothers in the red corner. Quite the venue.
Yeah, the green ceiling, it really sells it. Beautiful.
Yeah, what is that? AstroTurf?
Yeah. Madison Square Garden, man, a bit jealous.
I couldn't afford a venue like this.
Hey, jelly.
I do want to focus on just one of them right now. It takes anywhere between, 80 to 110 punches each.
And this is what y'all donated for, folks. Right here.
Yeah, not the easiest thing. We could get shredded to bits. No less than 5 hits. So
Yeah,
may
that's
the
right, they
RNG
do,
bless us.
It's about a damage rate of 35 to up to 70, right? I can do up to 70?
So with the blue armor, and what is that? Is that a quarter damage absorbed or 50?
Two times. Yeah.
2 times, so... Well, with the armor I have now, they could take down as much as 40% health and armor. So, easily 1/5 of my total here. I did not get to go in perfect, 200.
That's okay.
We did get a cheeky bite from a Spectre earlier.
I would recommend the save.
Oh no, I got
Oh
this.
snap. Oh snap. He's going for it.
You know, figure we gotta take down one of these guys before we even consider saving. Or if I get in dangerously low health. But surely that will not be the case. Just the only added obstacle of having both of these guys here. Since I've been doing this, I've kept one over in his little cubby hole. But now we just kind of have both here, and you know what? It's really not all that different. It might actually be easier. Yeah, because these guys can tag team and maybe throw out one of their projectiles.
Punches crit. I mean, you can get a bit of a higher roll, but it's not really like a major difference.
Yeah, I mean, it adds up if you get a bunch of high rolls. Go high roller.
I think the most without the Berserk is 15.
Yeah, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I want to say it's like 10 times the damage, and the damage of your fist is the same as a pistol shot.
Mario, where's the 3-minute timer? We need the water break!
Yeah, really,
Right?
we need Doc in our corners.
Chris Pratt, where'd you go?
Doc Brown, what do I do? It's just not going down.
All 12 rounds right now. That's right, Alice.
That's right, we're not even taking the break. We'll do it all in one go. It's a highly unorthodox boxing match.
Yeah, it's a 2v1. That's not
Right.
even remotely fair.
Yeah, this may as well have been the parking lot of the venue before the fight. We just got jumped. I'm gonna make sure that these brothers cancel the show. Ooh, okay. Arguably took a while to get hit there. As well as a less painful one. We'll see one of these guys fall soon. Just gotta make sure it won't be me first. Ooh. Okay. Alright. I understand. We got a little bit of health to bounce back with. It's very real to get boxed in like that.
Save time is now.
A very sobering moment. Easy.
So the last one, do you bite his ear off, or does that lose time?
Well, really just depends. I mean, he is kind of playing unfair. Now, we're gonna try and do this gracefully. There will be no removal of any body parts. Until they die, of course.
It truly is as hardcore as it can get for this run. Tyson. It is, just unlike any category for this game, really. He's gotta be halfway at least.
At least, yeah, well,
This
no.
rate.
We've got to be close.
Okay, and while we're still going here, I do have a donation from Mea Culpa. $20. I don't have a lot to go into Battletoads with, but I can spare some change. I'm putting this towards a 1-2 punch-out of the Bloodstained Curse of the Wind Double Dip, because more Bobby is something
Fine.
everybody needs.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, actually just finished the run.
GG's.
Thank you.
Let's go. 55 flat.
Yeah, doing that both together and saveless. Oh, baby. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, that's the run. You don't have to do that final bit there like that, but yeah, I think we got through it.
Wonderful display.
Yep. Now we're just getting the story so far. Now, whoops. Now we could just move into episode 2 and 3 and 4 and Doom 2 and Sigil.
We've got all 8 hours.
That'll have to be another time though. We bring ourselves the music back. Yeah, that was Tyson percent. Thank you once again, everybody, for putting in for the incentive for the punch-out fight of the year. Doom Guy versus the Bruiser Brothers. It was a lot of fun picking this game up and doing a challenge runs of sorts. What was my time?
If I look
55:01.
at, yeah, I was gonna say the timer on stream says 55:05, but I imagine it's probably what he just said is probably a bit more accurate than that.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm just glad to be under that. Like I said, when I was first doing this run, I think the best time we had was an hour 45.
Quite the improvement.
Yeah,
Hey, sub-hour, man.
yeah, it wasn't easy. I mean, it's easy, but it wasn't easy, especially the way this kind of played out. I was not anticipating bringing both of them in the room together, and then to do it saveless too. So,
Oh yeah.
don't
agreed.
don't mean to toot my own horn, but
Truly epic, man.
Yeah, it's a heck of a run. So, especially like you mentioned, being able to pull that off with, first of all, limited offensive capability, and then to do it saveless Yeah, I mean, nicely done. Very nicely done, sir.
Grazie,
So,
grazie.
all right. So we are going to go ahead and wrap. Head, but this is the last run of the event for me. So my name is Tater, and I very much appreciate the opportunity to help out with this today. So thanks to JSR, Maya, Lila Bear, and others who are all behind the scenes working very, very hard to make this event be an absolute success from the get-go. So coming up next, we have a changeover in several things. So first of up, we have Jrmhd with Mike Tyson's Punch Out. So no coincidence there. I don't think so, but maybe there is. We're going to be rejoined by the wonderful, smooth baritone of Gruntiatus for commentary. And your host for the next upcoming block is going to be Threech. She's going to join us back here again and help us start heading towards the finale at the very end of the night. So, once again, my name is Tater. Thank you very much for following along with me this afternoon. And let's watch some more amazing runs. So, with that said, I am going to sign off, and we will switch and we'll pass the baton.
Welcome to Phenomenal Feats, brought to you by the official Speedrun Hall of Fame. Moment number 2. The very first GDQ, Classic Games Done Quick, held in 2010. Speedrunning has taken on a life of its own, and multiple times throughout the year, many organizations stream live marathons, the majority of which raise money for charities and groups of underprivileged folks. In 2022, it seems like there are constant charity events, including the Hall of Fame's own Skip the Stigma, which will be held from November 4th to November 6th. Countless millions have been raised by speedrunning events for dozens of charities across the globe. It might, however, be argued that none of them would even exist, much less be successful, without the groundwork laid down over the past 12 years by the folks over at Games Done Quick. Ever since the first GDQ was held in 2010, every January and June, speedrunners gather to showcase their finest runs, all in the hopes of raising some money for a good cause. They fly in from across the globe and perform live in front of thousands and thousands of people, all in a no-reset run that is the pinnacle of pressure for a speedrunner. Since 2010, when the first event was held, the GDQ series of fundraisers has grown to extreme heights, with each mainline event raising literal millions of dollars for a variety of charities and nonprofit organizations, all in front of an audience of hundreds of thousands of people.
I remember also everybody thinking that the $5,000 we'd wanted to raise for the charity, that's right, not million, thousand, K, was ridiculously optimistic. And it turned out we raised roughly double that. We raised roughly 10,000, which to us seemed so absurdly high, so absurdly crazy, which obviously with the way it's grown, now they routinely raise millions of dollars in one shot. Seems kind of silly now, but we could not have predicted Twitch and the explosion of live streaming popularity and the explosion really of speedrunning at that time.
It has also helped inspire countless other marathons, organizations, and charity-driven people who live to make a difference in the world.
It started off, it was supposed to take place at MagFest, and very long story short, the internet of the hotel that MagFest had taken place at that year was not up to snuff. So we ended up moving it to Mike Uyama's mother's basement. Very stereotypical gamer locale. But besides that, besides the literally running it mostly out of the basement, I think the entire tech setup was Mikuyama's laptop, a standard definition capture card, and a couple of microphones.
Starting with the very first run, a Mega Man speedrun performed by the legendary Andrew G, classic games done quick, kicked off a legacy that is unmatched in speedrunning and likely never will be rivaled. The schedule was filled to the brim, with legendary speedrunners both past and present such as Andrew G, Feasel, Empty Eye, Rom Scout, and so many others, including Mikuyama himself.
I did the Teenage Mutant Acid Turtles run, as it's now known, which if there's a run from classic games done quick that people remember, it is probably that one, where Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles started visually glitching out, and this was after it had already crashed twice earlier in the marathon. So it got cut, it got added back in, and then it started to visually freak out, and I do remember Mikuyama trying to like sort of cut it on the spot and me overruling him, because I just sort of wanted to see how far I could go before effectively the game crashed, which was what I was expecting to happen. And as it turned out, as I kept playing, I realized, okay, everything is visually all messed up, but everything positionally seems to be where it should be. I basically said, okay, everything is visually all messed up, but I've done this enough times that as long as the game holds out, I think I can do this. If you go back and watch that, you might be able to see the realization of that sort of cross my face, even though I don't think I actually ever verbally said it, until kind of the run was over, or until I thought I could sort of breathe, or I thought I had it at Shredder. So thankfully, I didn't flub that, so.
Though the first CGDQ focused on almost exclusively NES titles, a handful of other consoles were sprinkled throughout the event, laying the groundwork for today's GDQ events, which host games from the Atari all the way to the modern generation of consoles. With the best speedrunners representing dozens of countries and thousands of different games and consoles, GDQ has grown tremendously and continues to be a positive force in the community to this day.
The Speed Gamers, now known as TSG TV, did a few kind of series charity marathons before SDA/GDQ did. And so we kind of leaned on them for experience and guidance, and a couple of the TSG members actually came by and helped us out and frankly gave GDQ some much needed legitimacy, as weird as that sounds now, with as big an operation as it is. I would say the main thing I remember is just how small and humble and sort of held together with duct tape, metaphorically, classic games done quick really was. And it's very cool and very sort of humbling to see what it has become now.
Skip the Stigma 2022, day 3, the final day. Dawn of the final day? No, it's just after sunset over here on the East Coast. My name is Threech. I will be with you through the next few runs to bring you some more entertainment and see what kind of funds we can raise on behalf of NAMI tonight. We have closed out a ton of incentives already, but let me tell you about some of the ones that we are still looking to meet. First off, we have got the Battletoads blindfolded turbo tunnel set at $835 out of $1,000 needed to be raised. That is a difference of $165, folks. We can absolutely make that happen. It closes at 8:30 p.m., which means it's about an hour and a half from now. We've got 90 minutes to raise $165. I fully believe that chat can make that happen. And when we've made that happen, we can start looking to meeting the Bloodstained Curse of the Moon double dip incentive, also set at $1,000. We are an eighth of the way there. That closes at 11 p.m. tonight. We've got 4 full hours to do that. So first we can focus on Battletoads and then on Bloodstained. It's going to be amazing. We have got some incredible runs set for you for the rest of the night. So consider making a donation, use !donate to make that happen, and together we can start making history here. Anonymous has sent a $39 donation with no comment. Thank you so very much for that generous donation. It's hard to believe, folks. From the beginning of the marathon 2 days ago until just now, we have raised $1,250, over $5,000 for charity. That is incredible work, and we should all be so proud of ourselves for making that happen. Speedrun Hall of Fame has really worked so hard to bring this event together, and all of you in the Twitch chat audience have been so very generous with your donations this weekend. We really, really appreciate it, and those at NAMI also really appreciate it because it is all going toward an excellent cause to support mental health awareness and work in that field. It is so important to a lot of us. It's definitely important to me that people have access to mental health resources, and so I am so excited and privileged to be here helping to raise money on behalf of NAMI. Don't forget, we do have prizes that will be pulled tonight. We'll draw those winners' names tonight. And if you haven't checked out the prizes, now is the best time. It's one of the last opportunities you're going to have to do that. Go use !donate and click on the prizes link to see what you could win tonight, because I'm telling you, this is some of the coolest stuff I have seen for a gaming marathon. It is it's made by people who are so skilled and so talented. You would love to have any of these pieces or items in your home. So I highly encourage you to check it out. I'm going to tell you about the paintings that we have available, just the other art pieces like the Trouble in Onnet oil painting that was done by Lady Galaga for a minimum donation of $100. You could take that home. The cross-stitch art that was donated by Jrmhd91 for a minimum donation of $50 throughout the marathon. That's going to be drawn tonight. You could take that cross-stitch art home too. Bammer Time has donated 3 acrylic paintings that will be taken home by 3 winners, and those are available for a minimum donation of $100 throughout the marathon.